Yo, welcome to the first official episode of the Muscle Hustle. Geeked up. Okay. I'm your girl, Coco, and I appreciate all of y'all for really tuning in. Make sure to follow us on @The Muscle Hustle podcast on Instagram. So check this. Reason why I even started this whole journey, right? I've been talking about this podcast and starting this up for like the past 3 years. Finally, we getting this done. And the main reason is because I really wanted to get to the grind of what everybody around me is doing. I am a serial entrepreneur. I dip and dab in everything. So if you know me, you know I'm in any and everything you can think of. And I like to say I excel at all of them. But nonetheless, everybody that surrounds me are all go-getters. I'm talking grinders, hustlers, and I mean in a good way. The whole 9 yards, right? And the thing about it is they're all on their ish. Like, I appreciate them all because they all push me to be better in what it is that I do, no matter the actual industry. And so I wanted to make sure that I know they're not just inspiring me, they're inspiring others as well. And I know a lot of people aspire to be like them, but folks that aspire to be like them, they don't understand the grind and the hustle behind it. So I need them to really understand the real rugged truth of what goes down behind closed doors. So that's what this podcast is about. And today I got my homeboys with me, Brandon Malone and Soloman Ward, aka Solo the Dendada. These are my homies. Like ever since I moved here from Jersey, these folks has held me down. We all train together. We all pray together. We all bounce ideas off of each other. Heck, they even show me how to use a camera. Like, these are my homies. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for coming through. Thank y'all.
No problem.
So I'm saying that, like, honestly, like, we always chopping it up at the gym. You know what I'm saying? We always cutting up, just making it do what it do, right? Just kind of like killing time. But we usually have some like pretty dope discussions, you know what I'm saying? And so the reason why I really wanted y'all to be like the first guest is because our discussions be like the truth. Like, we be on that stuff, right? Brandon, you're a competitor.
Yes, ma'am.
I know like the first time you thought I was like stuck up, you was like, oh, I don't want to talk to her. Like,
very serious.
I mean, I'm always serious, but that's only if I'm not comfortable. But nonetheless, like, you greeted me and you was just like, oh, Slap, I didn't know you was a judge. I'm blaming everything. Yeah. Right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Right. But nonetheless, I'm a fan of just the way that you carry yourself. Like, you're one of the type of people where you learn, but then you take what you learn, you make it your own, and then you excel out of it, especially if you're determined about it. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that hustle from you. And so I kind of want you to introduce yourself real quick. Let us know your journey, you know what I mean, what the vision you're in, all that whole 9 yards.
Okay. Well, as you know, my name is Brandon Malone. I am a men's physique competitor. I've been competing for about 5 years now. I started back in 2018. December 2018, I believe, was my first show. It was the Texas Cup. Back then, I was classic physique.
Classic?
True classic. Classic physique, yes.
What you mean, like,
True
for
classic.
real?
Yeah, small briefs. Everything.
Like NPC classic?
NPC classic, yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You got a video.
For real?
The pictures are out there, so, they're forever. But, I mean, it was a journey.
NPCnewsonline.com.
NPC News Online. So if you want to check it out, hey, you want to see where I first started, NPC News Online, just type in Brandon Malone, and you'll see the whole journey. They log everything from when you started till most recent.
Yeah, we'll talk.
But yeah, man, it's been an amazing journey. Personally, me, like, bodybuilding was never my passion. I didn't grow up watching. I mean, of course, growing up, you hear about the Ronnie Colemans and the Jay Cutlers as like bodybuilders. But for me, as a youth back then, it wasn't really like a big thing for me. It was just like, oh yeah, those are like bodybuilders. But it wasn't really a passion of mine, I can honestly say. I grew up mostly like on the sports side of things, so football pretty much year round, and I always liked working out, but never really gave bodybuilding a really,
Was it a situation where you actually thought like, okay, I'm in this sport like football? Football was your main one?
Correct.
Did you actually think like, okay, like I'm trying to push toward the NFL and all that other stuff?
I did at one point in time. Okay. I did. But of course, reality set in. I'm like, man, you are 5'5", you can't run that fast. You can't jump that fast. So some got to shake. And so with bodybuilding, I was completely in control of, like, I felt more in control of the outcome because, you know, I would train for months on end for a certain result, and no one could take that from me.
Right,
like me being short, me not being fast enough, or me not having a fast 40-yard dash, like those things didn't matter.
Yeah, it's all aesthetics.
It was all aesthetics, and so and so from then on, it's been a journey. Every single year, I've gotten better and better. I've met people along the way who've helped me with it, as far as, you know, just nutrition and you know, from bodybuilding, I've just learned just a lot just with life. You know, I feel like I learned way more, you know, in bodybuilding than I did in college. As far as like life skills and how to interact with people.
It's funny because a lot of people a lot of competitors that I come across, especially new ones, they always basically state like, okay, it might be a selfish sport. That might be the underlying thing that everybody kind of collectively says. It's a selfish sport because technically you're the only one on stage. You're prepping yourself. Sometimes you become isolated, whatever the case might be. But nonetheless, it's always more of like a revelation of self as well, too, in a sense, right? Throughout the journey, you almost get to kind of really see what it is that how strong you are mentally, physically, all that, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So how you like it so far?
I love it. You know, it's helped me transition into being a full-time personal trainer. And I wouldn't trade in this for anything. Like, I never could see myself doing this, like back when I was graduating high school and going to college, but now that I'm in it, I couldn't imagine like doing anything else in my life.
College you went to?
I went to Prairie View. Prairie View, and then I transferred to TSU.
Prairie View, what's that? Like, how far is that?
It's out there.
No, it's not. It's maybe about an hour drive. It's HBCU, like a little bit past. Like,
I was like, who y'all rivaling?
Outside of Houston.
I guess you could say like TSU, like other HBCU, like the local HBCU, which would be
TSU.
Prairie View is like the place where I go down there. Like Prairie View is like the Grambling State University.
Say where, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, for this region.
For this region.
Yeah. Okay.
They're very dominant.
Okay, Mr. Solo. Mr. Solo Ward.
Well, hello,
What's good? Like,
you know what I'm saying? My mom's had to call me. No, but yeah, I'm here.
I know, and I'm appreciative of you actually pulling up. Solo has actually been on my case about starting this. Every day I pull up 5:30 in the morning. Coco, when they're starting, like, what's good? When we getting on? I'm like, okay, I'm working on it. We've been working long enough. Like, what's good?
Eesh.
So yeah, I appreciate you because you are actually one that has definitely been an enforcer and really making sure that I push through. Not just saying.
I just believe in you. I believe in you heavy. I believe in you heavy.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Glass.
And first off, major shout out to you for doing this. And you didn't just go in; you went all the way in. Like, this is a major move right here. This is luxurious.
Palm sweating and everything.
Yeah, this is luxurious. I like it.
You said luxurious.
It is.
This guy.
Yeah,
it is.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you also competed as well too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
how many shows do you do?
Two.
Okay.
Yeah, two. So I am Soloman, the one and only Solo, aka the one-legged savage.
This guy.
No, but born and raised in Rayville, Louisiana. Moved to Houston. Became a bodybuilder about I can't even remember the year.
Cause you old.
Ooh, it hurt. Became a bodybuilder some years ago, and then always loved, connecting with people, training, not being the person who training other people. I love being trained and stuff like that. So one of my best friends in the world, Courtney Brooks, who still trains me to this day, he was like, why don't you take that and you just, bless the people that you come across instead of keeping it all for yourself, keeping knowledge, keeping all that for yourself. He said, let's not be another. Let's bless the people, and then ended up just running across the world with it. So that's been the whole journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And all right, you've competed before. You coach, right? Mm-hmm. You also train. Mm-hmm. Which one did you say you actually prefer, train or coach?
I like to train.
Okay.
I like to train.
Because you don't just train athletes, you train lifestyle clientele as well too. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So athletes, lifestyle clients, athletes, because I was the athlete, still say kinda I am in a sense.
Once an athlete, always an athlete. Hello.
There we go. And so with that, I love training people because I love the engagement. I love the one-on-one. I love getting in. I love the 3-to-1 type people. I love challenging myself to think up under like very, I'm talking about pressures type environments. I love coming up with new ideas on the spot. Like stuff like that always keep me sharp. So if I was coaching, I feel like I would just be more so of the director.
Okay.
I want to be in the film.
Jeez, that's tough.
Look at him.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Always preaching though.
And so being in the film would make me a competitor. So with being a competitor, earlier you said, you know, people call bodybuilding a selfish sport. I like to not think about it that way, because is it really selfish when if you're going through a personal journey in life? Because they say like for instance, when you pray, don't tell it to the world, just have your private prayer.
Right.
So if you're going through a lot in life and people need to see the upside of it, and the upside is stage, is it really selfish?
Thank you. Okay, so finally somebody else says it, because real talk, like, I don't think bodybuilding is a selfish sport. In the end, you have to put yourself first. You know what I'm saying? You're the only one going on stage. You know what I'm saying?
Journey. You
could be training with any and everybody in the gym. You know what I'm saying? You could be doing group training, the whole 9 yards. But nonetheless, it's like in the end, if you're not putting in that work, you're not eating those meals, you're not sleeping where you need to be sleeping, you're not doing everything that you need to be doing, on stage, you the one that's going to look like an ass. So not everybody else surrounding you, you know what I mean? Like, they might clown your camp, but still, nonetheless, it's still you the representation of your camp. So,
true.
I mean, I don't feel like it's a selfish sport, but again, I mean, I've been in the game for quite some time. I'm not going to tell it because then you're going to know my age, and I'm forever 25, but nonetheless.
I feel that.
But you tend to hear that a lot, but I think that it's become redundant because of the fact that the old heads have basically said something that's now become common and easy to say. So just like tactics are easy to pick up, you know, phrases are easy to pick up as well too. So I get that. Okay. How would you say, like, as far as like competing, training, coaching right now, especially this day and age, with any and everybody that obviously everybody that wants to say they want to compete, you know, once they see you or your clients and stuff like that on stage, they only see the glitz and glam.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I want to look like that. You know what I mean? Dealing with those, filtering through those people, right, and actually getting the competitors that you want for the next season or whatever. How would you balance that, and also like your livelihood, your lifestyle, like, you know, making sure you take care of you, your family, and stuff like that? Like, how you balance that?
You know, I think, you know, at this point in time in my life, you know, I don't know everything, you know, and I think in my youth I've been able to learn a lot from a lot of different people. And so when it comes to like work-life balance, or balancing personal goals as well as making sure you're there for the people around you and also your family, it's a never-ending learning process.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
You're never going to get everything right the first time, and sometimes being selfish, you will have to sometimes prioritize your time. You know, and it's very, very important to make sure you establish, I think, a good character within yourself. You know, I think if you have a solid character, the people that are naturally going to flow to you are kind of going to gravitate towards that. Like me, it's very rare in my personal training journey that I've attracted clients who didn't want to make a lifestyle change. Because anyone who's checked out my Instagram, or anyone who's had the chance to know me or get to know me,
they'll approach with caution.
Right. Well, I mean, I won't say caution. I would say it's not a
caution. Approaching with caution.
You coming out here ripped and whatnot, like, bro.
But I've always tried my best to establish a sense of purpose, and also like integrity with it as well. Yeah. I'm not gonna be your guy that's gonna, you know, be too on social media with, you know, the glamour, glitz and glamour. Is gonna be just straight work. And I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, if you come to me and your birthday is a month from now, I'm gonna tell you, hey, look, I'd love to train you, right? And we can get down, we can do whatever we got to do. I'm here for you. But we have to be more realistic with our goals.
Yeah.
When it comes to like, you know, lifestyle change, and athletes that want to, or people who just want to compete in general, I try to get people to understand, stop putting a time frame on your goals, right? Saying you want to compete and, you know, right, like stop putting a time frame on it. Yes, you want to have a sense of urgency with, okay, I would like to do something within this frame of time. Well, that's one thing, but also as well, and I kind of hate saying this because, you know, it kind of goes against what I believe, but the whole be realistic thing, right? I kind of hate when people say be realistic because that's but
most hated.
But that's also because usually when somebody says realistic, they're always putting that with time as
right,
well.
correct, and it has to have a certain flow to it, because if you're saying you want to compete on stage, but you're not even eating somewhat of a diet.
Ever.
Wait, hold on, we're not even eating right yet. We're not even having a routine with going to the gym yet. You trying to man, like you going from horse and carriage to a Ferrari. Like, you know, it's something in between that. So balancing that out, like I said, it's been a journey. Me personally, I can honestly say that everyone that I've had the pleasure of training or meeting, God has just put people in my life that have been just from different walks of life, from teachers to young adults to elderly people, to people who may have a handicap. It's just been a big journey.
He's talking about me.
Hey, no,
He's talking about me.
This guy. Anyway,
looking at him.
No, it's all good.
But it has been a big journey, and I think the balance of it just comes with experience. So, yeah, it's a never ending learning process, and you know and the crazy part about it is the better you get, the harder it gets.
Facts.
Right. So the better you get, the more effective you become at doing what you do, the more pressure falls on you, because now you have a bigger audience, a bigger stage. Everybody's watching you. Everybody wants to click up with you. Everybody wants to work with you. So now, that part of your life gets big. So now you have more responsibility. Okay, well, my home gonna stay the same, right? That niche is gonna be my niche, but now the percentage that I was giving to the world, now that has to kind of now I got to be more. You know, it's a give and give on both. It's a give and give on both. But you can't remember, back again to like the why. Like bodybuilding and training, that's a part of life. That's not life.
Right.
Right. It's a part of life. Right. Family, that literally is life. So push come to shove, like I've learned to like kind of back up from, training or the gym if I need to, if I have a birthday I need to go to, instead of being like, you know what, man, I'm gonna go to the gym. Or if it's a family gathering, because me, I'm a big shell person. So I had to kind of learn to, you know what, it's okay to miss a gym.
Mm-hmm.
How many events has he missed since I moved here?
28.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
27 years.
Jeez.
But yeah, you just gotta take the punches. You gotta take the punches and just get better and better with it. So it takes time.
Solo?
Yeah.
Like, no, but you, like, you're you're pretty in demand though.
Huh?
You're pretty in demand now. Like
in demand?
In demand.
On demand.
On demand.
On demand.
We on demand.
Okay.
We own it.
No.
I think you stand under me if you don't understand me.
Jesus. Okay.
No, but to piggyback off of a lot of things that B said, life is about balance. So with balance, there is no right or wrong thing. It's all about understanding. So if you naturally have the strong character that B was talking about earlier, if you ground yourself first, just like hooking up anything in the car, hooking up anything that requires major amount of wattage to put out. If you ground it first and then you put the positive to it, it's gonna start up. So if you before you leave the house, if you're well grounded, meaning within self, if you whatever y'all do before y'all start y'all day, but me, it's more praying, prophesying my day, speaking supernatural blessings into my day and things like that. That's before I even leave the door, open the door to go outside. So if I ground myself every single morning first, I feel like my balance will always be, and this is not a selfish thing to say, in my favor, because I want to be the light to the world and not more so let the effects, the causes and things of the world affect me. So with the balance, and how I learned the balance was that when I first got into bodybuilding and I first started competing, I would give all my time to the gym and the people around me. Mm. And then Brandon and Tay would always tell me, hey, look, don't give all your time to people without giving other time to yourself. Time passed.
I could hear Tay saying
that.
Tay.
Yeah, shout out to Tay. Time passed. After time passed, I started becoming a little more, not necessarily stressed out, but more like I'm stressed out. So when my body's stressed, I have mild heart attacks. Super mild. So when these things come back, fever come back, all this stuff like that, I started realizing, man, like what they were saying was very true. I have to take time to myself to be able to give people what I need to give people.
That's now becoming a lot more health detrimental than
yes.
anything.
And then now when you get stressed, you eat differently. Every pattern you have will go off. So I realized that, you know what I was doing in the beginning, I got to do that all the way through. So if I pray and ask God for this, I still have to continue to pray and ask God every single day for more. And then too much is given, much is required. So therefore, in that case, I'm never afraid of my scale being off balance as far as waiting for the weight on the world side, because I know God gonna balance me back out. So as long as you have the understanding and the balance and the push and the drive to continuously be you, 1,000% of the time, I mean, the balance gonna be there.
That's true. I like that. Prophesize. Okay.
Yeah. Stepping
I
forward.
like that.
Yeah.
So do you have any I mean, competition season's already started. Like, we had no break at all.
Never.
It seems no, but here's the thing. Like, okay, so we're NPC IFBB. Shout outs to that league. You know, we're a little biased, but that's who we would. If you looking for a way to the Olympia stage, that's the only way. Nonetheless,
only way to the O.
all the way to the O. Okay,
big dog.
This guy,
big dog.
But
on my mother.
Usually the season at least caps off. Well, at least 2 years ago, it was capping off like around September. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then we have a little break, and then we start the season back up, you know, towards the end of the year as far as prep. First shows, depending on what region, usually starts around like March. Depends on what region. I think around Cali area, they probably start in February, late February, but there's some areas that start in March. I think here it's April, right?
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, early April. Early mid-April, somewhere right there.
Mid-April, yeah. I think now it's the top of April, but I think like the surrounding areas are actually like top of March now, unless you go to Cali. But for the most part, like, we've lately, I think as COVID hit, you know what I mean, that kind of definitely messed up a lot of things, but nonetheless, it's like, okay.
Everything back to back.
Everything is back to back.
But did it really mess it up, though?
Olympia was in December, my guy.
But I'm talking about for people's life. Did it really mess it up? Did COVID really mess it up?
No. To me, it was actually a saving grace for me. You know what I mean?
Said,
I still work. So,
that's what I'm saying.
You know, I had like 8 jobs, so I was still working.
You know,
a lot of people weren't working.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm saying,
and I know I'm putting out money to go.
No, we saying in that sense, like,
is it really a pandemic?
Was it really a pandemic?
Life?
I think it's only a pandemic to the people who live the worldly life. But the true grinders, like, that was a rebirth. That was a rebirth right there. I saw Coco come out then.
Right. If you didn't come,
you met Coco after.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly. See what I'm saying?
So who you were before? We can't speak to that.
Yeah.
I was still me.
Maybe, or a better version of you. We'll never know. But that's neither here nor there.
Maybe there.
We know you now. We know you now.
She pressure. I'm telling y'all, Coco straight pressure.
I be trying. But no, okay. So competition prep season is starting. Got some big things coming up. Obviously, our first show is around April. But I know you got some heavy hitters. You have a couple of new pros.
We have some heavy hitters. All right, what's mine is yours.
So me and Solo, we do cross train, and we Brandon. Also and Brandon, we do cross train and cross promote a lot of athletes. But you know, we've had some new pros under our belt, and we're looking forward to some more pros under our belt. My homegirl Dawn.
Yeah, Big Dawn.
Big Dawn.
All
right.
Big Dawn.
Shout outs to Dawn.
Miss Singletary Fit.
Okay. Yeah, Miss Singletary. Yes. Okay. Dawn Fit. Yes.
Yeah. This is why we didn't train today, because I came here. But 6140 Fitness.
There you go. Shout outs to 6140 Fitness. So all female women's gym. I'll make sure to actually tag them in the episode, so that way you know what's up. But for the most part, shout out to her. She's a newfound pro, bikini pro, and Shorty was going through it. I mean, between that, marriage,
everything. Her father-in-law passing away, all in like less than 4 months apart.
Balance.
You know what I'm saying? So when you said it's a selfish sport, you know, like, think about it. Like, personal sacrifices are made for other people just for you to walk across stage.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, and even with you alone, like, look, you from Jersey to here, that's major. A lot of people wouldn't even do that. You know what I'm saying? But you came down here and you blessed so many people with, I'm talking about major game.
Right.
Appreciate
so I couldn't even say that that's selfish, because honestly, without you coming in, I don't think Don would have, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I would have been able to push Don through to that point. It's because even with Brandon, like, I don't think it's a selfish sport, because decisions are made even when you don't want to come out and show, and then when you show, other people have to show up.
And it's also a reflection of your camp.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, in the end, we all gravitated towards each other. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I came down here, I knew exactly who I was going to rock with.
Yeah.
You already knew. He knew right off the break.
Right.
I'm not rocking with you. Heck, one of the two people who I knew when I first moved over here, they know how I am. I don't really rock with a lot of people right off the break unless I get to know you. I'm big on energy. So,
Big.
you know what I'm saying? I'm walking into a new banging gym. Shout out to Level 1 Fitness.
Shout out.
I'm walking into this gym that is known all over social media to be like the top tier gym in Houston. And I'm talking like any and everybody's on their ish. You know what I mean? I don't know nobody.
Right.
And it's packed. That's another thing. I'm claustrophobic. So I'm just like, okay.
Hot.
And hot. And hot.
Majorly hot.
Level 1 Fitness don't believe in
No
no type of AC. You get 2 fans and you be lucky enough if they turn on.
Oh,
I
God.
got to turn the joint on. Like, I'm
Oh,
just like,
God.
oh my God. But for the most part, it's just like, okay, I'm in my corner. I know exactly what I want to do when I walk in the gym. I'm not talking to nobody. I do what I do, and that's that. I was challenged to talk to at least 3 people per day. I was probably doing 1 just because it was not comfortable for me. This dude over here was not having it. It rolled right up to me. It was just like,
That's it. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
I know who you are.
Yeah.
What can you do?
When would you planning on talking to anybody?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just like, hi, okay. And then followed up with this guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like automatically, one, if you bold enough to step to me and really just start making me laugh, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, I have no choice but to be open with y'all because
Yeah.
I'd be stupid enough not to. So
Right.
automatically, these became my Ace Boon Coons. You know what I mean? And just the reflection off of them, you see me.
For real.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. Like, honestly, it's definitely been a blessing me moving down here and just meeting y'all, folks like y'all, being able to progress in my business and stuff like that, seeing you excel, you know what I'm saying? Seeing you push through and excel as well, too. Like, I'm looking forward to this new competition season, seeing what's
sure.
up. You know, you always got the top 2. What you looking at?
For the O?
For the
What category?
Physique. That's your category. You not classic.
Wow. Who you got?
You are not classic,
Who you got,
my
B?
guy.
Who you got,
Man,
B? Let's hear it right now. What is
So
it?
right
What is
now,
it? What
top
is it?
2 right
What is
now
it? It's
of this
February.
past year was
I gotta
Brandon. He
Right.
got second,
right.
and E-Banks,
Right.
right? So them 2 right there,
Right.
Physique. All right.
I mean,
February 14, 2023. Who you got, Brandon?
let me preface my comments first. 'Cause I know that he probably gonna see this. He probably is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you
I'ma
got
send
the
it straight to
O,
him.
and you also
I'ma
have
send it straight
Arnold.
to
So
him.
let's start with Arnold first, actually, because are both of them doing Arnold? Is Brandon doing Arnold?
No.
No,
Brandon's not doing
no,
Arnold. E-Banks doing Arnold?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a tier name that's gonna be there. I mean, bodybuilding can be simple at times. So at the Olympia, the only person that was neck and neck with him was Brandon.
Okay.
So if Brandon not there, I mean, E-Banks is gonna stand. I mean, I'm gonna say this: Aaron has an incredible physique. He brings something that he's gonna be tough in the next few years or however long he wants to run it, because for his stature to be a taller guy, he does bring the bubbliness
has
and the
balance.
roundness of what a shorter kind of 5 foot guy would have.
What do you mean?
Okay,
by,
so what
do you
about
mean
Ray?
by bubbly and roundness?
Yeah, 'cause
Um,
Ray was just as tall.
Right, Ray was just as tall, but the detail that Aaron's back has with
Mhm.
rhomboids, his delts, lower back. I mean, his back, like when he first came out back in Tournament of Champions, I think this was 2021 maybe. I think when he did his first show, it may have been Tournament of Champions, his first pro show.
That was here, right?
That was here
Okay.
in Houston. I knew he was going to be a problem because I had never seen a taller guy with a back like that.
Mm.
Like, I mean, a wide back, not just a tall guy with just detail. Like, this guy has width.
Yeah.
And so I was really hurt when Brandon is my guy. Like I remember when Brandon came down here in 2018, right before he won his first Olympia title. And humble dude, man, always been like for
Shout
the
out
people.
to Brandon.
Yeah,
Brandon
man,
Henderson.
Major shout out to
Yes.
Brandon.
He's the embodiment of a people's champ. So me personally, I would like to see Brandon running back again. I would like to see Brandon go back and make some improvements. So I'm gonna say the reigning Mr. Olympia will be in there. Aaron. And I got Brandon number 2. But you know, I can't ignore what Charjo did.
My best friend, Charjo.
I can't,
Okay, Mr. Charjo
I can't
Grant.
ignore that either.
I got
Okay.
Brandon as number 1.
He looked phenomenal. Corey Morris, I mean, hey, he jumped up.
Corey, yeah.
So I mean, I think now, I mean, men's physique is in a really, really great position right now. But as far as the Arnold goes, I got Aaron Banks winning the Arnold.
Okay.
And then for the Olympia, I got Brandon and Aaron running it back again. I think Brandon's gonna go back to the drawing board. I think he's gonna make some improvements because it's not
What
like
else can Brandon do?
You're right. You're right. I mean, what else can he do? And I mean, you can't.
I thought he was.
And mind you, he brought up. And that's the crazy part. I mean, Brandon looked phenomenal. I mean,
He
I
did.
mean that was the best I ever saw Brandon.
That's the best I've ever
Right.
seen him.
That was the best
You know what
I've
I'm
seen.
saying?
And me personally, like I said, I'm only 27, so I haven't been watching men's physique for that long, so I haven't got to see the evolution of men's physique.
Still fairly new.
Right.
Compared to, I mean, not as new as classic physique, but for the most part, like,
but people,
it's not.
Because I met Brandon when he came down. Well, I met him again not too long ago for the Houston Expo. Well, I think this was the Expo last year. He came down, and this was right before the Olympia. But when people say that Brandon on film or on camera, he looks like he's a class. Like the people say, oh yeah, he got big. Like he's a classic guy. But like, I'm like, he's not a monstrous dude.
No, he's not.
And so
You just look fuller.
right.
You know what I'm
So-
saying? What you see on Instagram and all that other stuff, like everybody really just be thinking I got mad shoulders.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, I can still fit through doors.
Right.
Like I'm still gully, but nonetheless, no, you just look a lot fuller, and it's really just diet.
So
What?
yeah, you
Cap.
Whatever.
wide, Coco. Yes, you got shoulder caps.
Yeah, yeah,
No, I
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
I don't.
Deltoid.
Big shout out to Kai Green, who gonna be this weekend too.
Where?
He's in Houston this weekend.
This
We gotta
guy.
find you,
For
Mr.
real,
Kai Green.
yeah.
We have to find you.
Yeah, we gotta find him. Yeah.
Let me go ahead
Just,
and
we
text
just got the
him.
message this morning, but yeah,
Go ahead
yeah.
Text him. It's like, now let me play.
But no, Brandon, I like that. I like that. I think Brandon gonna pull it out. Like I think Brandon is gonna be Mr. Olympia.
I mean, it's going to be interesting because, like I said, nobody, not even us sitting here, no one knows what exactly the judges are thinking.
But
So
God,
here's the thing.
Right.
But
right?
God,
When
God
it
did.
comes to
No.
a judge, okay, and FYI, I'm also a regional judge in 3 different regions.
Bias.
Cap.
No.
Cap.
So
Yeah.
they say it's a subjective sport. Here's the thing. Think about it like this, all right? You have your standard SOP or you have your guidelines as to what it is needed.
What is SOP? Just so the people know.
Standard operations procedures. But-
Standard operation
Just
procedures,
so
guys.
people know.
Okay.
People know.
So you have your guidelines, right, of what it is that you need to follow in regards to each division, okay? And per division, you look for certain things, right? And they're all labeled out there. You can go to NPC News Online, pull it up, the rules, regulations for each division. You can actually see exactly what's needed. So all y'all new, competitors and stuff like that, you want to know some more information? NPC News Online, all right? Otherwise, find a coach. Nonetheless, when you look at each division and you get that information as to what it is needed, your eyes, you got 4 eyes. I got 4 eyes. You got 2. Okay. What you see, what I see, what you see, it's all going to be different, even though we are all looking for the same thing,
True.
Right.
right?
Right.
What you deem as rounded caps may not be round enough for me.
Right.
Same with you.
Same, yeah.
So when 5 people are standing right here, right, and yes, he might have rounded caps, but to me, 3D caps is more rounder, in my opinion.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
That's where the subjectivity comes about. And then it's also who shows up. You know
Correct.
what I mean? So for folks to be like, oh, I should have won this show, I should have did this, I should have did that, like you should have just made sure you pulled up correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Come with your best, because in the end, it can go any way. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just need to make sure you check every box
Right.
that's on that list per category.
And maybe like I said, maybe they were going with it. I mean, maybe like this is just my eye, so please don't hate me, guys. But maybe it was their chance to maybe go in a different direction. Because if Brandon, it was my understanding, watching the bigger categories like a men's open bodybuilding, to beat the champ every time there's been like a Ronnie Coleman, every time there's been a Jay Cutler or anybody who has won that position, I was always under the guys that you can't just show up and be better than last year. Like you have to take out the champ.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, so
annihilate.
man, it was just so close between him and Brandon.
I
last
really
year.
think it was really close.
I was like, man. Don't get me wrong. At first, I was like a little icky about the decision, but I was like, you know what? I think Aaron did improve, and just to make it clear, from the front, I mean, it was like it shows the one from the back, but from the front, I prefer Brandon's front.
Mhm.
But from the back, stand next to them. I mean, for what Brandon's physique and his genetics offer, he has an awesome back.
And also improvement is
Right,
also
improvement,
taken into
right.
consideration as well too. So like nonetheless, like they know exactly what Aaron looked like beforehand,
Right.
and they seen his improvement as well. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's also kind of that
Right. They
kind
do. They
of
do.
sways as well
right,
too.
they
You know what I
do-
mean?
they do
Like
reward
if you got
improvement.
consistency and then you're actually improving, it's just like, dang, you have a lot more room to improve.
So do you think? I mean, so do you think the guys are getting too big? Because you look at someone like Kyron. I mean, like,
I
they
don't.
told him to go to Classic.
They did, but yet, how they tell him to go to Classic and Aaron look bigger than him?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Kyron made the move to Classic. I think I seen a short video.
Really?
Of him. I think he made an announcement. I think I could be wrong, so
Why?
please don't kill him. But I think him and it may have been his coach maybe, but he did make a video. I think he said he was, because he's been posting videos of him posing like differently now. Like,
Didn't Breon say he was moving too? Breon is moving, right?
I think he is. I think he's going 212. Right? I think he's going to 212.
Breon, my guy.
Yeah.
Mr. Ansley.
It's
Quick question for you, Coco, as a judge and stuff like that. You know, earlier you said show up. Like, it all depends on who show up.
Mhm.
Okay, meaning like not just show up to the show, but like who bring that package to the stage.
Yes.
So as a judge, would you say that all around? Because I'm a strong believer that social media plays a major part into who comes to the stage too, as well as far as all around. Like, you don't want this guy to win, well, not necessarily this guy to win, but you don't want to see, oh, he won, then you click on his social media and it's straight smoking and all that, blah, 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 all the other stuff. But as a cleaner image, cleaner package, would you say that media plays a small role into what also is brought to the stage?
Representation of the actual league is always of utmost importance.
There we go.
Regardless, you know what I'm saying? But in the end, as you're representing this organization, you still need to make sure you come correct.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't
for sure,
come
for
like
sure,
no
for sure.
regular schmo and think you about to get a Passover, because that's going to reflect back on us. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get chewed out as a judge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want nobody come back up to me talk about, oh yeah, you got paid under the table and all this stuff.
Right.
Like, no, I'm not trying to hear none of that.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure none of my colleagues wants to either. And then I'm just a regional judge. You got going up or whatnot. You still got to make sure you come correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
And that's where it gets real finicky, because a lot of people just honestly think like, okay, because I got a big social media following now, you know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, I edit my photos the way that I do, I'm good to go. But
Right.
no, you got to make sure you come correct.
Right.
Otherwise, you're not placing.
And the reason why I said that was because one of my all-time favorites, is Bumstead. And I think as Classic Physique, I think he has a beautiful social media.
He
far as
does.
he
He
represents the industry well.
Mm-hmm.
He,
Aaron does too?
Yeah.
Sure. Big family
real.
guy. Big family guy.
For real.
Yeah.
I would say all the top five guys. Both sides, men and women. I think they have a very beautiful package all around. They're no fakers. They're not in it for.
I was about to
They're
say,
not in
is
it.
it polished now all of a sudden now, or?
No. As far as like they're not in it. They're not in it for just the Olympia. Like, these people actually have families, like stuff like
sure.
that. So
Mhm.
when all that come out, you know, you get to see. Back to the beginning, is it selfish? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's why I say, you know, like, does the media play a part? Because these people are making personal sacrifices to go in. I mean, a whole year.
Yeah.
For, you know, this one thing. So,
Yeah. Brandon Curry leave his family for months at a time to go to.
Right.
And that's
You know,
major.
yeah.
That's major.
That's
We
major.
see ours every day.
Yeah.
Right.
And
He leave.
Yeah.
Whole different
Dexter used to do that
Yeah,
too.
like this.
Dexter, he used to do that too.
Man,
Wow. That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
That
leaving your family 4 to 6
Sheesh.
months, man. That's
just to go train
Right.
Thought he was
and
deployed.
become.
right. You thought he was deployed, right?
Deployed, yeah. That's a-
Armed forces.
yeah.
Boo, 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 boo.
Really.
Man.
Yeah. Golly, that's tough.
That's what's up, y'all. Well, I like to thank y'all for coming through. I appreciate y'all. Just know I'm gonna be calling y'all back.
Oh, that's a deal.
Oh,
That's a deal.
we'll be back up here. We'll be back
I'm
up
suited
here.
and booted.
We will be back up here.
I'm ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Um,
I might just come and bust in one of your shows. Just, I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why
my
not?
bad. Y'all
Hey,
recording?
I like that. I
Hey.
like that, B.
Hey,
listen,
walk in, just crash the whole
Yeah,
set.
yeah.
The upper room.
Yeah.
Just gonna
I'm
bust
David
up in it.
Ruffin.
Right.
Y'all ain't nothing without me.
shut up.
I'm just gonna bust up in it.
Yeah.
But no, thank y'all. Y'all definitely made this first episode like real chill. Exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I envisioned. And I appreciate y'all. But yeah, stay tuned for some more
Stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned.
raw
Mm-hmm. Got
Gully.
some.
diggity type footage coming up with the Muscle Hustle podcast. This is going to be a journey and I am looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I know my homies, they're going to be pushing me. They're going to be helping me grind and make sure that this junk is successful.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
yeah, like when I say I'm geeked up, I'm geeked all the way up. Okay.
All the way.
And she
All the way
DJ.
And yes, I DJ. So yeah, if any now and then you need a DJ for your,
Plug it in. Go ahead, plug it in. Plug it in. We live. We live.
You always calling us out. Hey, show us what you got, Coco. Right
Bye.
now.
Da-da-da. But yeah, thank y'all. Yeah, that's it.